Sup nerds, it's Lindsay again. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow today using this brand new Modern Royalty palette from the Pigment palette. I was so freaking excited to get this. I had to wait a really long time because they're an American company and they don't ship to Europe, so I had to have it sent to my parents' house in California and then have them send it to me. So I've been waiting for it for so long, and I'm just so excited about it. I really love all this packaging on it. I think that's amazing, and it has this nice big mirror. I haven't used it yet, obviously, because I just got it, so it's just like kind of first impressions. I'm not going to do my whole makeup today. I'm just going to show y'all how I do my eyeshadow with this. I'm not going to do my full makeup on camera because Friday is the day they test the fire alarm in my building. They'll be doing that in about an hour or so, and it never fails to scare the ever-loving piss out of me every time they do it, so I try to be not here when they do that. So I'll probably just do my eyeshadow on camera and then just hurry through the rest of my face and then head out. I've already done my brows and primed my eyes and everything. Yeah, so I'm also... The other thing I've been doing, if any of y'all follow me on Instagram, I think there's a link to it in my bio. I'll put it in there if not already. But I've been doing every day a different Pokemon that I'm using to inspire my makeup and just going in order. And today is Caterpie. So I will be using Caterpie colors, which I can already see in this palette. I can use some of this green, some of this yellow, maybe some of this guy too. So I'll be able to do some of that stuff. So I'll go ahead and get started on that and then hurry through the rest of my face and go get some boba. So I went ahead and just pulled, what I do when I'm doing these Pokemon makeup things is I look at the pictures for inspiration, and then I pull stuff from my collection that I think has that kind of color scheme. So I pulled out the Pigment palette, obviously, and then also this Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette that I think I could use possibly some of the greens from this. And then I also pulled my OPV Yamoja palette because I think I could possibly use like this green, maybe this orange. And then I also pulled this Hot Topic palette that I actually really like because it's got some good greens in it. But yeah, I actually really like this palette. This is probably the cheapest palette I own, and it's better than some of the more expensive ones. Just saying, y'all. So I'll go ahead and start with just a base. Where's that brush? For the base, I'm just going to use this from the Jaclyn Hill palette, the shade Poof, just as like a neutral base all over. I like to do that. I like to set my eye primer with just a neutral base. So I'll just put that all over. Okay. Now for transition, I usually stick with mattes for transition, but I think I'm actually going to use this shade Freak from the American Horror Story palette because I just think that goes really well with like the kind of Caterpie aesthetic that we're going with here. Okay, go ahead and grab. I'm using mostly Morphe brushes. I really like Morphe brushes. I've had my Morphe brushes for a long time too without replacing them. I think they last pretty well. And they're pretty cheap. Go ahead and just pop that in the crease. Oh, this one's not really doing that well. I'll grab this other mirror. I've previously had a lot of luck with this palette, but you know, I don't think I've actually used any of them like dry as transition shades. I've really only used this palette as like glitters and as lid shades, so maybe they're just better for that because this isn't looking great. Just not a ton of color payoff and not going on great. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for. This was a cheap palette. It was probably like $10. I bought it really more for the packaging. It's because it's an American Horror Story palette, and I really love American Horror Story. So, you know, when you buy something cheap just for the packaging, I mean, you can't expect it to be like fucking like Mona Lisa or whatever. I don't know. That was a terrible metaphor. Forget I even said anything. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. I'm going to kind of hurry through this because, like I said, I really don't like to be here when that fire alarm goes off. Okay, that's fine. That's a good start. And then I'm going to deepen the crease with one of the shades from the Pigment palette, if I can just find that fucking brush I want. Son of a bitch. No, this one. This Morphe brush. A lot of the ones I have I got in the set, so they don't say which number or whatever they are on them, but just this brush is what I'm using right now. And now I am finally going to dip into this palette that I've been wanting to use. Not this one. This is my custom palette that I made, and then I mostly just use it for the mirror. This was a Victoria Jackson palette, and then after I used everything in it, I just like pried out the thing, and then I use it now as a custom palette just because I really love the mirror on it. I think it's just such a nice big mirror for such a nice lightweight palette, so I like that a lot. Okay, now finally using this baby. Oh, this has a great mirror too. Maybe I'll just use the mirror on this. So I'm going to use this color, Green with Envy. Cute. Get my brush in there, tap it off, and then just kind of pop that in there. Deepen up. Okay, liking it so far. This is fun. That green was actually a big part of the reason why I was so intrigued by this palette, because I really don't have anything like that in my collection, so I'm glad it's working so well, because that was one of the colors I was really excited for, this palette, and I'm glad it's working out well. Okay. Alright, so since the Caterpie is kind of like a yellowy green, I think I'm going to try to smudge that out with a kind of a more yellowy color. Let's see, what do I want to use? Do I want to dip into Subculture? Yeah, maybe take a little Subculture on just this little Morphe brush. Take some edge from the Subculture palette. I don't mind the Subculture palette a ton. I really don't. It's the only real problem I have with it is the fallout. It makes me crazy. I feel like I have to vacuum my room every time I use it because there's just like shadow everywhere. That's my biggest issue with it. Other than that, I really, in my personal opinion, don't really mind the Subculture that much. Although, be advised, you know, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not even like a makeup guru, or I'm not even someone that's all that really good at makeup. I mean, I don't think I'm okay, but I'm not like some sort of a makeup specialist, so you shouldn't necessarily take my opinion over someone who's like actually good at makeup. Okay. Go. So I just kind of smudged that out with some of the yellow from Subculture. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Yeah, I think that actually that American Horror Story one from the Hot Topic kind of did me dirty. I think maybe those ones aren't that good for like transition shades. They're probably just good for lid shades, because I've really liked the ones in that palette I've used for lid shades, but okay. Yeah, that's the part that doesn't look as good, but the Pigment Palace part looks great. This green, I think, is beautiful. Okay, so I've got that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all this fucking fallout from the subculture and put that bitch over there, and then I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm gonna deepen that outer. I don't know if I want to go back into that American Horror Story one. I think I'll use Inside Job from the Jaclyn Hill to kind of deepen that outer V. Get a new brush. This is another palette that a lot of people really don't like because they've had a lot of issues with, but I kind of don't. I just never really had a lot of issues with this palette, so. I will say that it did help to scrape off the top layer of these shadows. And I'm not just saying that. I'm like not even really a big Jaclyn Hill fan. I don't really care for Jaclyn Hill that much, so. It's not, I'm just saying that. I really like this palette. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's good for the crease. Now for the lid, I'm going to use, look at this picture again. I think for the lid, I don't know if I want to go with yellow or if I want to go with more green. Maybe like a yellowy green would be good. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this color. This is from my custom palette. These ones I got in Taiwan. I don't know exactly what their brand is, because I depotted them. They were in like a weird palette, so I depotted them, but I got them when I was in Taiwan. Okay, let's see, should I put down a base? Oh, I will. Go ahead and put down gold base. I'm going to use this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, eyeshadow base in Greed to put down a base. Yes. I've had this a while. I think it's starting to get kind of chunky. I should probably get rid of it soon. Any of y'all doing something fun this weekend? I'm doing a master class with Linda Hallberg here in London. I'm pretty freaking excited for that. I think I'll be kind of out of my depth, but I think it'll be really fun. I'm also really excited because I am officially going to Rob Zombie this summer. I'm gonna go up to Scotland to see him. There's actually one, he's doing a show here in England, but it's, I don't know if it's like a festival or whatever, but he's doing it with some people that I don't really care about all that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and go up to Scotland to see the show that's like just him, because I love Rob Zombie. I actually historically, in the past, I've been more of like a fan of his movies than his music. I've only more recently kind of gotten into his music, but what originally got me into his music actually was I just rewatched recently House of a Thousand Corpses, and it just occurred to me that like the music in that movie is just banger, and it's his music, so. But ultimately, I think it'll be kind of fun to go up to Scotland to see him. Maybe I'll like make a weekend out of it or something. I don't even know what day of the week it is actually. Shit, I should figure that out. All right. I kind of put that down pretty poorly, but let's go ahead and put the glitter on top. Okay. I think my eyes have definitely looked better than this in the past, but I don't know. It's probably just more me being nervous because I don't usually do my makeup on camera like this, so I'm probably just like doing dumb shit just because I'm nervous, but the pigment palette part was great. Honestly, I would give that A+ so far, even though I've really only used the one shade. I mean, it's hard to like judge something based on the very first time using it, especially if you're only using one shade. You gotta kind of like see how it wears throughout the day, and yeah, give it a little more of a chance than that, but I think it looks pretty good so far. So the other thing on the Caterpie is kind of his little I don't know, what do you call that, on his head. So I'm gonna do some like kind of red or pink for that. Can I get something out of this for that? Yeah, I could use this red or this pink. I think it'll look better with this. I think I'll use that red. I think just the contrast of the green and the red will look really pretty. So I'm going to use, where the hell is it? Use some of this. Do some makeup, eyeliner seal, and then mix in some of this Cocoa, it's called. Make kind of a liquid eyeliner with it. Okay, same on the other side. great, honestly. I mean, I know it doesn't look that great. Like, my hands are shaking. I'm sorry. I'm like so nervous. I don't like, this is the first time I've ever done my makeup on camera like this. Hopefully I'll get better at it if this is a direction I want to go with my channel. But yeah, I think that as far as the quality of this eyeshadow, I think it's really, really great. I think that it works great as like a glitter kind of, or not glitter, what am I talking about? As like a transition shade in my crease, and then it worked great as like a liner. So I haven't tried any of the glitters yet. I've only tried the mattes so far, but the two mattes I tried were both really good. This one, Green with Envy and Cocoa, I think those were both really good. I'll definitely try some more of them later. The one issue I had with this palette, I don't think it was their fault. I think it was because I had it shipped to my parents and my parents had it shipped to me, and this just happened along the way. But this color Extravaganza ended up becoming kind of like dirty, like it got some other crap in it there, but like I said, I don't think that was their fault at all. So yeah, I'll probably just now do the eyeliner and then finish the rest of my makeup and then get the hell out of here before the alarm goes off. Probably go get a bubble tea or something, but I'll post some pictures of the finished look on my Instagram, and y'all go check out this palette if you think it looks good. I think it's really great, so go ahead and support them. It's a nice independent brand, which I always like supporting. So see y'all later.